Hi everyone, welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another Throwback Thursday. This is episode 3, if I get my fingers right, episode 3 of the Throwback Thursday series, where we look back at great days of Newcastle United's past, and what better place to go back to on this, the happy Champions League draw day. That's right. We're taking you back in time in the fun, good time machine, back to Newcastle United's glory days in the Champions League, one of the most famous nights Newcastle United have ever experienced in this competition. What am I talking about? Of course, I'm talking about the 3-2 win against Barcelona, defeat for Barcelona, win for us, 3-2, the Tino show. Absolutely. It was back on the 17th of September, 1997. Newcastle United were drawn into the group in the Champions League. It was Group C, and within that group there was Dynamo Kiev, PSV Eindhoven, obviously Newcastle United, and the giants that are Barcelona. And the first game was Newcastle versus Barcelona at St James's Park. It was watched by 35,000 at the stadium, and what a game it was. Unbelievable. Let's have a look at the lineup. So this is how Newcastle United lined up on the night. There's some faces from the past there, as you can see. So you're looking at Shea Given in goal, Warren Barton, Steve Watson, Philippe Albert, John Beresford, Keith Gillespie, more on him in a minute, Rob Lee, who was captain for the night, David Batty, one of my favourite players of all time, John Barnes, yes, before Harvey there was John Barnes, Tino Asprilla, the man of the game, and Jon Dahl Tomasson, who didn't have a great career at Newcastle United, it must be said. He did have some moments. I remember him looking amazing in the pre-season tournament, but in this game, he didn't do too bad, to be fair. It was one of his better games for Newcastle United. So we were taking on the giants of Barcelona that were managed actually by Louis van Gaal and a certain assistant manager in Jose Mourinho that evening. But this was the Barcelona team that we played against. So you had Ruud Hespen goal. There was Salides, Michael Reisiger, I think he played for Middlesbrough later on in his career, and Nadal, the beast, not Rafa Nadal, I think it's Miguel Nadal, I think it was. I'm trying to remember his first name, but the beast of Barcelona, as he was called. Sergei, the right back, Luis Figo, De La Pena, Amunuki, I think it is. It's been a long day, as PK would say. Rivaldo, we had Luis Enrique, who's a face you'll recognise as the top manager now, and Sonny Anderson as well, who was up front for them. So it was a decent Barcelona team, no messing about. And the came at St James's Park as the favourites, really, but my God, what a game this turned out to be. I just had to watch it there recently just to get my mind buzzing again about it. So you knew straight away Tino Asprilla was in the mood. I think early on in the game, he gets the ball. He takes Michael Reisiger for a little run, just dips inside, totally does him, gets a foul, gets a free kick, and you're thinking he's up for this. And, you know, Reisiger was just looking at him thinking, how the fuck do I deal with this guy? Way before Alison Maximin was the enigma of St James's Park, Tino was the man. He really was. Didn't know what he was going to do next. I don't think Tino knew what he was going to do next. But you could see early on, that was happening. We had a couple of opportunities. I think Jon Dahl Tomasson came quite close with a couple of opportunities, just fired wide in the first half, the first few minutes of the first half. And then the first goal comes. Nice little bit of play by Jon Dahl Tomasson. He dropped back into that number 10 role. He was better there than he was up front. I think when Shearer got injured, we put him in front. He was shocking, really. He slips this lovely little pass through to Tino, who just puts the burners on. Hesp comes running out. He knocks it by him, goes over. And Kalina was the referee, actually. He gives a penalty. So Tino doesn't even take a run up, just kind of stands there. A little bit of mind games with the keeper. Drills it to the bottom left. Keeper gets a hand to it. And then obviously it does go to the back of the net. Newcastle are 1-0 up. The stadium goes nuts. And, you know, Tino is already in the mood. So after that comes the second goal. I mean, that penalty was scored in 22 minutes. 8 minutes later, the unbelievable scenes, one of the most memorable goals I think we've ever seen in St James's Park, certainly in the Champions League. And it came courtesy of this man right here, the flying winger who set it up was Keith Gillespie. So Gillespie, the ball comes through from Albert, I think it is, and he just puts the burners on. He drops the shoulder. It's the best natural wing play I think I've ever seen. If you're a young winger, go and watch the link below and watch what Keith Gillespie does to Sergi. He drops that shoulder, he goes and he whips in just this unbelievable cross. It's absolutely manna from heaven for a centre forward. Tino Asprilla is so high in the air, he's got snow on his head. I can't believe the leap. I watched it again and I still can't believe how this guy's got that high. It's like Michael Jordan-esque. He's up in the air and he just absolutely bullets this header into the back of the net. And he's jumped between some of the best centre halves in the world. I don't even know how to deal with it. He smashes it in the back of the net. James Park's gone absolutely nuts. We're 2-0 up on 30 minutes, and you're just thinking, oh my God, like what's happening here? I think Barca try and have a couple of little chances into the game. They're a little bit shell-shocked, to be honest with you, I think, because of the way Gillespie and Esprit has just gone at them. So we go in at half-time, we're 2-0 up at home for the first group game of the Champions League. Come out in the second half, Barca look like they've had a bit of a bollocking from Van Gaal. They try and get the ball, try and make things happen a little bit. A couple of little chances here and there. Given makes a save, I think, from Rivaldo from distance, and one from Figo. And then Warren Barton breaks with the ball, gives it to Gillespie. And again, he just puts the burners on. He's completely done Sergi again. I mean, I still think Sergi has nightmares about Gillespie now. Probably wakes up in a cold sweat. So he goes flying down the wing. It's almost a carbon copy of the second goal. He whips in the ball again. And Tino again has jumped up. This time he's jumped in between the two centre-halves. So you can see the image there. And he actually thunders a header at the back of the net. And we're 3-0 up against Barcelona at St James's Park. Nobody can believe this. What an unbelievable game this has turned out to be. And, it doesn't even stop there. So we're 3-0 up. Barca completely shell-shocked. You see them arguing with each other on the pitch. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. They just can't deal with Tino Esprit. He's jinking, he's moving, everything else. And then Gillespie gets the ball again, whips in a diving header, and Hess makes a save. It could have been 4-0. And I think there was another couple of attempts as well. Tino kind of jinks back inside. He does about 3 or 4 Barcelona players. Watch the link below, honestly. It'll take you right back. If you're young and you haven't watched it yet, watch it, because you'll be totally in awe of Tino's performance in this game. And then he takes a shot and Hess makes a save. And then Barca start to get back into the game. We start to almost allow them to get on the ball, like some Rivaldo, like some Figo, Enrique. They're getting on the ball. They're making something happen. Cross comes in. It's kind of fumbled in by Luis Enrique on 72 minutes. And that's how long Newcastle have been in the game for. And then a cross comes in. Shea Given had a great game, made some brilliant saves, made an unbelievable save just early before he does this. He kind of palms it over the bar, just pure Shea Given classic reactionary stop. And then he comes for a cross. He kind of fumbles it. And Warren Barton, who we've had on the show before, I love Warren. And Warren tries to kind of just get it out of the way. And then it falls to Luis Figo on the edge of the box. He just drills it in the bottom corner, and it's 3-2. But the lads dig in, and they obviously win the game 3-2. So what unbelievable memory this was as a Newcastle United fan. I remember watching it as a young lad. It was unbelievable. Couldn't believe it. It's one of them games. I just think, obviously we're back in the Champions League now. We'll obviously know who we've got in the pot later on this evening, which hopefully we'll be able to cover for you on the channel as well. But this is the kind of clips they'll show to talk about Newcastle United in the yesteryears of the Champions League. This is one of the most famous nights Newcastle United have ever had in this competition. It was a brilliant game, unbelievable performance by Tino Esprit and Keith Gillespie. It has to be said. Louis van Gaal said that after the game. Obviously, Kenny Dalglish lauded both of them. He made sure Gillespie had his credit as well. We didn't have a lot of great times under Kenny Dalglish. He did make the See You Next Tuesday list, but this was an unbelievable night, probably the best night Dalglish ever had as Newcastle United manager. And I'm so glad to be able to bring this to you. And if you are a young fan and you haven't watched it, click that link below and make sure you bless yourself with just the memories of this unbelievable night. So that's me done with this Throwback Thursday. Really enjoyed this one. There'll be loads more of these classic games coming, especially now we're back at the Champions League. There's a good few memories in there as well. So make sure you keep tuned to the channel for that, guys. And if you're new to the channel, you haven't checked us out before, smash subscribe, come and join us. We're over 5,000 subscribers now. Loads of room for you guys here on Evermore. We have a live show every Monday at 10 o'clock and pop the videos just like the one you've watched. So smash the button. You won't regret it. Like the video. Help the channel grow. I can't wait to see who we get in the Champions League. And hopefully there'll be nights like this coming back to St James's Park very, very soon. Have a cracking day wherever you are, everyone. We'll see you later. Cheers. Bye.